Hello guys and welcome back to class. In an attempt to make a success of this lesson, AGM paid a visit to adopstock.com to get an idea. And what you can see here is the idea we are going to take in creating what we intend to create as regard to this class. As I normally do to us, whenever we are to learn anything at this class, we have a folder for it. This is because in order for me to economize time, I would have to make use of these features all together in one place so that I would not be going about wasting more time than I intend to get one thing or another. As such, and as you can see from the top of the folder, we are going to learn making of a leaflet, pamphlet, annual report, diary, book cover, and booklet. This is because all of these share certain things in common. And that is why I will come up with a sketchwork of one of these items. Here, as you can see, this can serve as a leaflet, provided that the person will insert the necessary information and the additional pages. It can also be used as a magazine cover or a pamphlet cover or any form of a small booklet. But if it is a book, we make it look like this one. It is clear and self-explanatory. And at this level, everyone is expected to begin to understand that graphic design at whatever place is about manipulating shapes and mixing color. If you can match your color and master the chemistry of color as well as the physics of shapes, you can always make a wonderful graphic design. Thus, from that shop, that internet marketplace, we make screenshots, and this is what we came up with. This one is the front of the work, and this one the back. And thus, without wasting much of the time out here, let's enter the office. Here we are inside the Fixing Lab, and we will begin the normal business. It is not difficult, and it is difficult. Immediately we are inside, we quickly page any of the kits of the work we think is much better and worthy starting with. And so here we can start with either the front or the back, but advisably let us start with the back. This one. The reason why we always do this is to make sure that we are as accurate as is possible. The moment you realize, the moment you learn fully, clearly how to make use of this kind of things to create whatever you want to create, that's the moment you may think about substituting computers. Now we will patch in shapes, and this shape is a circular shape. Patching the circular shape is a habitual action in recent lessons. What color are we to give it? Let us give it a yellow color. Not only a color, but also try to make it the shape of what we want to create, because that's where the devil lies. Until we are able to create every design, we would always make mistakes. And you know, if I say mistakes in this class, I do not mean the mistakes in English. I never meant that. I mean the mistake we make when we want to finish something. However, so here we are dealing with very large dimension, because we want to have the shape. So let us leave it like this. This shape, if you look at it very well, it's not just one. Therefore, we make the shape dark, or let us make it gray, and click OK, and just copy it. And the one we copy, let us make it white. If we make it white, and then not just making it white, this one we lock it, and this one we push it up. There's one white which we cannot see. So that here it is. So this white, what do we do to it? We put it out. Let's say about here. We will equally need to set our ruler, otherwise unlock it, otherwise we will encounter deception. So we push it like this and make it completely transparent by reducing opacity to some extent. Let's say to this extent, and clicking OK. Remember, we will now have to bring to the front, and anytime you are bringing to the front, remember you open your sidebar and click where you want to click, and then you press this first box and everything will come on. And from here we copy any of the shapes. Let's copy this one. Having copied it, now let us change its color. Depending on this work, everything we did, all the shapes we are putting, all of the shapes are the same throughout, and until we are done we will never change them. They are always the same, except for adjustments. So here we cover this place. After doing this, we copy this one too, and we change its color to the dark blue color. And click OK. And even at this point, we would need to bring to the front our ruler. And you know how to bring to the front not only our ruler but also the new shape, so that whatever we are doing, it is a calculated step of action. No one will miss it. As we are doing this, you can notice how we are majestically, proudly trying to put together things as they are. So we bring it out again, and then we copy it again. We bring it out, and then we copy. To copy, you press this box, because Pixel Lab application is often favored for its flexibility, because most of the features you would need to do one thing or another have been provided even at the sidebar. Even at the sidebar, you do not need to always come back to that place. So we put it here. Having put it here, we are almost done with most of the exercise. What remains now is to add text or shapes. Let us first add shape, because either is not something different. We add this shape, but this shape we do not just add it empty like this. We activate its color and make it white, and then add some shadow to it. The shadow is the same color as well. After doing this, we reduce it to the correct proportion, and we use our positioning and place it where we should place it, and just quickly click it to the correct location and click OK. And then we copy it, we fix it there, we bring it there. Very quickly we put it at the place and click OK. Remember, whichever copy, it will still retain all the changes we've made, all of them, including the shadow as well as color, if there was color, and there was color. But for this one, we will have to change the color to yellow to agree with our new design. First, we move them to make sure they are set. And always we are moving them. Remember, your knowledge of the boxes is always something that has to be at the back of your mind. And here we would add text. We would edit text. What are we going to say? Let us not say it of heart, because everything has been provided in programming the presentation. So we bring in our sketch, any of them, either the one for book or the one for whatsoever. And then from there we see what the texts are. Other areas of AGM reports. Other areas of AGM reports. Immediately we put this, it came to the mind, what are these people trying to do? What do they want to do? Is this how to do it? So that is why I gave this folder multiple names. If AGM is an organization to do with whatever it has to do with, you just assume that we are trying to teach, something here which thing so we will now change the fonts of the above statement. For the report, we put this fanciful font that is called Capture It 2. For all of them, initially, a normal font, there was a normal font. Let's say a normal font for all of them. And then for this one, then there was this font. And for this one, the report, as you can see me aligning, has this Capture It 2. And from there, we press OK. So this is the essential part of this writing, except that we should change the color. And your hand by now, in my knowledge, is familiar with all these boxes. That's why we repeated several lessons in the same mode. So we give this a yellow color and click OK. Next is the writing. Here we say business research. Business research is one of the areas covered by this institution. Business research. The color for business research is yellow, and there's no problem with the font. We copy it. After copying it, we check to find out that we should edit it to use empowerment. Use empowerment. The color is still yellow. And then when we put the next, we make it white. But the writing is science discovery. Scientific discoveries. This is it. We are done with it now. As far as this side is concerned, we are done with it. So we make the mirror to disappear, as well as the locket shape. Let us bring them back to be able to see what we missed. We did not miss anything. Only thing we miss is wonderful. So we got some problems to do with organization here. As such, we should correct it. And this is what we are doing. That's why we always have to be very careful, because until all care is given, mistakes are given quantity. We fetch our mirror back to see whether this correction is itself correct. So we should not lock it. Let us unlock it and let us look at it very well, because it has come to a point whereby we will be confused if we do not work properly. So that is it. Therefore, we should always try to set things to be orderly. And we are doing this at the highest cost. It means whatever comes our way, we will not care until we are completely okay with our task. So that is it. That is it. At this point, we make this mirror disappear after the rectification, and we click not the first, not the second, not the third, but the fourth option to change the color of our background. And from here we pick the color and make our background white. So we are done with the back of the work, and we save it as a high quality if possible. But because we have used very big pictures, saving at very high quality is a probability now. It will not save at this very high quality. So let us bring it to high quality. So always look at the dimensions. Even this one too. So let us save it as a medium. We have successfully saved it as a medium. And so we click OK here. Come out and click another project and click OK. And then as usual, we clean the space and very quickly we paste what we are going to create, and that is the front. Indeed, the back is nothing compared to the front, because the front, that's where we will have to employ all the tactics so far learned throughout the lesson. What tactics have we learned? We learned the tactics of employing divergent shapes using the common shapes known to us already. Let's use this. So now we are going to even here we are going to use very large, very large dimensions, because that is the only tactic here as far the level we are trying to master. So immediately you do this, you copy it. After copying it, you create the anti-shape, the anti-feature, and then you copy it. This one you've copied, make it white. It won't take us a lot of time if we are lucky. But the trouble is, we are sometimes not lucky, unfortunately. So here we do this. We make some opacities. Click OK and bring out our ruler. Not only our ruler, but also copy out that shape and make it color. And make it color out by taking out the opacity and then changing the color to, let's say, yellow. You can change it to any color depending on what are out which you want to cover. So very quickly we put this one and we copy it again and place it here. Making it like this. Enable us to now copy it again. But before we copy it, just as we used to, we put up this and we still go back and copy one of these features. After copying the feature, we change the color. And we change the color and we use this color to cover this place. To cover this place. At this point, we will now bring in the picture we are to make use of. These rectangular little shapes above are representation of a transparent template where picture is inserted if it was on the computer. But since we are improvising here by trying to make use of phone, we shun the thought of any computers, and so we make use of this to represent our AGM opposites. From this point, we make it large so that the dimension will not be a difficult thing. And then we will keep increasing it increasingly until we completely cover this space. This is AGM class, and I hope you are making it, you are understanding the content we are trying to create at this hour. So far, so good. We want to make it then we cover exactly this place. This is enough. Having done this, now we are at liberty to push out our mirror so that we can write the writable. To write whatever we write, we do not do it by heart. Let us see. If we come to the folder, we have abundantly those items that we should make use of. So we make it as tiny as possible so that it doesn't cover our eyes. Then we copy. What are we going to copy? First of all, we will write AGM publications. AGM publications. We click OK. But here we should have to change the font of AGM publication. For AGM, the font might be this font. For publication, there is no problem regarding fonts, and hence we click yellow and click OK. Equally, we come on to this space and try to write AGM report profile 2030. AGM report profile 2030, and we click OK. That is it when it comes to this work. And like we did in the former, we change colors. For AGM, we put dark blue. We put dark blue. And for report, we put yellow. I love yellow color. We put yellow and we click OK. But the font also are not all the same. So for everything here, let's put chunk 5 and see. No? Let us undo it. Let us undo it. After undoing it, Let us put chunk pipe here and here. And here, but for here we normally put that fancy font and click OK, and then we would need to enlarge it a little bit. We are always constrained by lack of energy. So here I have to do what I would not like to do. I have to rush a bit. The reason is clear. This is because so from here we would put one last line, and that is the line which says what did it say? Which says with sustainable media eminence, with sustainable media, let us say coverage, not just any eminence. And then we put dark blue and click OK and paste down the expiration to the plus, and from here we can say goodbye to these two items. Having done so, we are almost completely done here. So we press this, not this, but this one, and change the background color to white. But let us set this text, and then we change the background color to white. Having done so, we are about finishing everything, except that in design we should always check for minor mistakes. Here we don't see any minor mistake, so we just save it as image. We forgot that our previous work was saved as a medium quality, and this one too has to be saved as a medium quality, because you don't want to produce a book with two different covers, nor do you want to produce. So now I'm a bit rushing. Now we click the left box which gives us this template backgrounds, and then we click the first one, the default background. This dialog box comes out and it would ask us, are you sure you want to open the project? any progress will be lost. Then say OK, because you have already passed that place. So you click here and delete the text. Next is to change the size of the screen. Which size are you giving it? You know it is not a square. Books are not square. So here we are going to use YouTube channel banner like this, which is 2560 pixel by 1440 pixel. Although it looks small, it is larger than the former space. Therefore, we quickly, before that, we apply this to help us calculate the space. We quickly go back to where we begin, to our folder, to the Pixel Lab. That's where our production is saved. Always remember, so these are our productions. These are our productions. We save them twice. So this is the prompt. We click OK. And for us to put things normal, we should always use this angular point to reduce them so that we don't tamper with anything. And we should always use it to enlarge them. And when it is to this half, then we should come to below and increase it from below until it is complete. And we make sure that no space is left at the top or below. Correct. So we quickly bring in the back too, where we go to get it. We equally go to the Pixel Lab and patch it. This is the back. We click OK and we reduce it. After reducing it, what do? Normally, as regard where we copied this template, the front is here and the back is here. So we enlarge it. We enlarge it like this. I increase it from below like this. And do all that is necessary. And do all that is necessary. And do all that is necessary. So at this point, we take up this. If we are creating a leaflet, a pamphlet, or anything like that, this is enough. This is where we stop. This is where we click saving. They should look like a set, because that is what they are. They should look like a set, because that's what they are. And we have followed all the accuracy hints. So now we will click save. If we save this one, we have saved a leaflet, a pamphlet, a booklet, or anything similar to that. But if it is a book, we click one here, this one. Okay, we click it, and then we come to positioning. We press 1, 2, 3, and then we click this one too. We come to positioning and we say 1, 2, 3, depending on the size of the book and depending on the line you want to create. So we come to this place where we change background, and we change background. We put this background. So you see, we have now created the the book height. So now we just put what kind of book is it. It is AGM profile 2030. So AGM profile, that is the topic. AGM profile 2030. So we click OK. And when we click OK, when we click OK, we click rotate and we rotate it to 90%. Sorry, I have rushed you guys, but you know why. You saw why, because there is dash of energy and I have to do this lesson. Then we reduce the size of the text a little bit, not just all that, but just a little bit. And we set this text normal. In essence, we reduce the pixel, we reduce the size again, we use position and patch it to the normal place and click OK. So if it is book, we have written the name of the book by the side, so we save it like this again. And that is the end of the presentation. It has taken us right about just 53 minutes. So quickly let us see what we did. Let us see the work. Here is the work. This is for book. Anything that looks like book, even if it is a booklet, this is how we do it. We do one separate, we do the other separate, and we match them using the method I've used and the shapes we have used. Here, if it is annual report, if it is booklet, if it is whatsoever it is that doesn't take a lot of pages, that's how we do it. That is how we do it. I hope by now every one of you is capable of doing something that can be solved to get some amount of dollar. As regard this, you can charge around 5, 10, 20, 50, 70, any amount of dollar, and everybody will run to you as if they are dashing to run away from rainfall and give you that money, because in the United States of America this will cost you around 200 to 300 US dollars. What about in Nigeria? What about in Ghana? What about in Kenya? What about anywhere? You will spend over around 25 to 30,000 naira, or some millions of CD if it is in the past, to just create these two items. Aren't they wonderful? I know you will say that. Please try to do it yourself and send me those projects. I want to see and I want to discuss them with you when I have a lot of time. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to invite others too to gain from this training. It is completely free. If not for the certificate we ask you to obtain, and that's very negligible. It is just a formality. Thank you so much. My name is Ahmad Goni Mikael. Thank you. Goodbye.